Hello, listeners of the Art Versations podcast.
Hi. My name is. Hi. My name is Broadway Classic.
Let's hear it.
Don't mind me. Just having a little dance party. You know, to remember those times where we could actually go out and dance at a club. Remember that? What was that like? We are 1 week into the 28-day lockdown here in Toronto, and I am missing the clubs. If you're not in Toronto, please go have a dance party for the rest of us. Go enjoy your bodies, because we can't. Although it's another week of our versations, and that's something great, and my gratitude continues to grow. Seriously, though, my gratitude continues to grow for this podcast community. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being here if this is your first time. My name is Bri, like the cheese, your host. And I know that our time is limited, so if you are not able to listen to a whole hour of an episode, go check out the YouTube channel. I've broken down each episode into shorter little clips with more detail on what me and my guests talk about. So if you search up Bri Clarke with an E at the end on YouTube, you should find my channel. And if you click on the chapter section of any episode, you will find those little clips. If you've got, 5 minutes or something, go check those out. Now, before this lockdown in Toronto, I had the precious opportunity to sit with my next guest on my balcony, social distanced, of course, the talented and a dear friend of mine, Samuel Davilmar. He sat in the cold with me, frostbite and all. Sam is a working dancer, actor, teacher, and creator of The Movement, an Instagram TV series, much like this podcast, where he streams and chats with other artists. I'm not even going to go into explaining how much he inspires me. You will see very, very soon. If you've got an hour to kill or even a couple of minutes, join us for episode 9 of season 3. I'm going to swear for sure. Fucking messed up with all of this shit. Okay. Okay. Are we good to go?
Okay, I'm good.
Alright.
Very good.
Hi, Sam.
Hey, Bri.
We've just spent maybe 20 minutes trying to figure out this audio. Finally, it's worked out. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
It feels really nice to see you in person.
I know.
Rather than over Zoom.
Yeah, this is needed, honestly. It's, if you miss out on, social interaction like I do, you would be going crazy right now. So,
Just feeling like a hermit all the time?
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
Are you, managing, though? Do you feel like you can have time to be social, even if it's online?
Yes. I also feel like for the most part, all I do right now is I work. I go home. I work and I go home. So I've just made it a point to build my social interactions with the people that I have to see. So at work and at home. So I just try and gab with my people at work and make that my social interaction. And then when I come home, I have a roommate who I love, and so we're able to also have good fun together. And I have my little bubbles, so it's not as hard as I think it was when we first started. And it was the 3 months, and you were literally just at home by yourself. That was really tough. But I'm definitely still missing all the normal things we could do, going out and seeing people and going for dinner or just going for coffee,
right?
Just the normal stuff.
Just being able to be open and free and I mean, these restrictions are in place for a reason, but it's so hard to we had a taste of a little bit of summertime.
Yes.
Or a little bit of time for going to the beach or something like that. And now we're all back inside. It's colder too now. It feels like
which is gonna kill me. It's hard because you want a sense of normalcy, and I think the battle is we all want to be safe, of course, but we all also want to have good mental health.
Yeah.
And it's important. Like, people laugh at it, but it's actually so important to be able to see your friends or to see your loved ones and just like be with them and hang out with them. That's a big part of our life. So to have that kind of taken away, it's like, it's a very weird time. It's the only thing you could say about it.
I know, like, I feel like I keep saying that, but then it's like, it's still a weird time. Yeah, the whole year.
It's a weird time, yeah.
Now, this is very exciting for me because, but for many reasons, you're you and I love you, but also, you were the first guest ever on Art Versations.
Oh my god!
Back when it was like only on YouTube.
I was. Oh my god, yes, I remember. And I remember when you came to me with the idea and you were like, I'm gonna do this thing, and I was like, yeah, let's do it, fuck it. Oh my god, I forgot that I was the first guest.
Yeah, we like sat in where you were living, that little space on on this desk.
Oh my god. Yeah.
And we were talking about like Crazy, that dance you choreographed for Fever After Dark, like 2 years ago.
Literally, yes, I remember that. That was actually really fun. Oh my god.
Good.
Well, congratulations to you.
As this blanket hits me in the face.
Literally.
Thank you.
Congratulations to you, because I remember when you first had the idea, and I wish you guys could see right now, but I'm being hit by the blankets, and it's amazing.
So windy.
You had that idea, and now it's grown into something so big. Like, I'm very, very proud of you for following through. And I mean,
Thank you.
It's you, so I knew you would do it, but it's so nice to see that for you. That's awesome.
Thank you so much. Thank you for being a part of the birth of it.
Thank you for having me. Yes.
It like started off as just like a place for like choreographers or dancers to speak, because I feel like they don't get that opportunity all the time.
100%.
But yeah, I feel like it's grown more and more in like different artists, different art forms, and but I always have to come back to my dancer friends because they, you know, I'm biased.
Exactly. Me and you both.
So, tell me what you've been up to. I know you've been working lots, which is great. Walk me through, like, what recently were you working on?
Just recently, I finished a movie called Spin that will be coming out soon. It's a Disney movie.
Spin?
Yeah. I'm super excited about that. It was really fun. Got to work with, like, a great group of people. Caroline Tordy was the choreographer, who I love. She's amazing. I mean, every time, I tell people this all the time, every time I work with her, she is just, like, the best. Like, that's the only way I can put it. She's always looking out for her dancers, and she's always making sure we have what we need. And I think if I had to say, of all the choreographers I work with in the city, if I had to say, like, maybe my, like, top 5 or my top 3, she would be in there, because I never feel any type of way when I'm with her. It's just, it always just feels easy and right, and I'm always just so happy to do anything for her. So shout out to you, Caroline. But
building that relationship.
That was really, really fun. And then I got the opportunity to do a show called Working Moms, which is on Netflix. Okay. Yeah, so that'll be really exciting. It's not out yet, but I believe it'll be out, I think, maybe early next year.
Wonderful.
So that's going to be really exciting to see. I'm nervous because that was my first acting job.
He's an actor.
She's an actor now. It was really cool. It was really fun. And the lead actress I got to work with, Catherine, she's like hilarious. She's so funny, and she's very like upbeat, and she was like ad-libbing with me the whole time. It's like a comedy, so it was really fun to get to have that experience. So I'm excited to see what it looks like when it turns out. And then most recently, I am working on a show called Coroner, which is a CBC show. And it's basically...
The Coroner?
Yeah, The Coroner.
Okay, yeah.
It's
I think a friend of mine's on it.
It's like a drama murder kind of one of those shows. And essentially it's about this woman. She's a coroner, obviously, and she investigates all these different deaths and murders and whatnot. And I am playing the love interest to her son. So yeah, that was another really cool experience. And I did my first episode with them, and they're actually having me back to do another. So I'm excited to see what comes of that, if anything. But yeah, the acting thing, I guess, is kind of starting. So I'm nervous, but I'm very excited because I've been looking for another creative outlet, and I think I found it. So yeah.
It's weird how like dance really isn't. It's so affected by this virus. We can't work in the same way that we used to.
I also think, like, I was a very stubborn kid. I was like, oh, I'm only going to dance. That's all I want to do. And then I kind of shifted that and was like, no, I only want to be in the arts. I think that's what it was. It was like...
Yeah, all forms.
All forms.
They're all connected, too.
I can only dance for so long. And I can, I can choreograph and maybe creative direct and whatever, but I'd love to just kind of move in all forms of art. So now it's that. I just want to be in art, and if I get to experience that love in different ways in art, then yeah, I'm all about it.
Yeah. Even though, you've studied dance all your life, I feel like there's
Literally
so much acting to it,
Well, that's what I say. I always say like, dancers are also low-key actors. We're always being put into these different roles or these different spaces where we have to experience things that maybe we haven't experienced or not. And
that characterization.
It's a whole thing. I mean, when I was in school, we had a whole block or unit on that. It was, how can I embody this character? How can I do my research so I can fully realize what that person is or whatever that thing is I'm trying to play, which is so much a part of dance. So I always say, like, we've got a little bit of acting within us. So why not?
And you can pull it out and play with it now that you've got these like 3 great TV shows that are like... Spin is a TV show too, you said, right?
It's a movie.
It's a movie, okay.
And that one I just danced on, but it was still cool to see. I mean, to watch the actors do their thing. I mean, it's
you're in that environment.
For me, I'm in the environment where I'm learning
on the job.
while I'm watching.
Yeah, that's great.
And yeah, it's a completely different world, especially because you're adding words to it. Like, as dancers, we don't normally speak, so now I'm adding my words to it, which is now like a different part of it, because I've got to kind of, I guess, focus on like my diction and like how I say things, or the intonation of how I say things, and it's just different how I would put it towards dance, where it's my body.
Yep, I'm with you.
Or how I would put it with my words. So it's another little learning curve, but it's really cool.
You can do it.
Yeah. Oh my God, yeah, I can do it.
I'm so proud of you, like, to hear that you've got these opportunities coming up, like, or you've already done them and they're about to be released. Like, things are happening. Yeah. It's nice to see that flow still happening.
Yes, it is very nice, because I thought it was going to be dry. So I
know.
We're glad.
A drought.
It's going to be a drought, but we're okay for now. So.
And these sound like pretty, like, are they guest starring roles? Is that like your recurring?
So yeah, the dancing one is just I would say it's a guest role, or a dancing role. The one I did on Working Moms, that one's a guest role as well. The one for Coroner, that one would be a reoccurring role, because my character comes back.
Nice.
And I don't know if my character comes back after this next episode I'm about to shoot, so I'm waiting to hear about that. But that's also a cool experience, because I've never been on a production. Like, I've never been on a production for like more days in terms of, like, I shot one thing and then I came back to shot something else, and it was a totally different scene. Like, I'm used to doing
like one-offs,
like like I'm used to, like, going in and maybe doing a couple rehearsals, and then maybe doing like 2-3 shoot days, 1 shoot day, and then great to work with everyone. See you never, I guess. Unfortunately, bye.
Hi and bye.
Yeah. So this is cool, because I'm getting to work with people, and I'm also saying, oh, I'm gonna see you soon. Like, my AD that took care of me for the first episode I did with Corner, he was like, yeah, see you like in 2 weeks. I can't wait to see you again, which is nice, because usually you're just like, see you later. So it's good to know that I get to kind of build a relationship and see them again. And
maybe now that you're going back, like, you'll have more trust and you'll know what to expect, and then you can make more choices or more risks.
Exactly. Especially because it's me diving into this new medium. I guess the first time, I knew I was like, I just have to go for it. But I think the second time around, I'll feel more maybe in my element, because I'll see some familiar faces. So
that's so great. Like, I hope I don't have cable, but I hope I can see it.
I'm sure on, like, online. Like, Working Moms will be on Netflix at some point, and I'm sure the Corner will be, like, online somewhere. I'm sure you can find it.
I know him.
Yeah.
I know him. Wonderful. I'm also curious too about, like, because of this lockdown, or because we've been shut in, have you found any other arts that have been inspiring you, like media or text or music, or all across all forms? Maybe pottery, I don't know. Maybe you took that up.
Just become a potter.
Sure.
I guess, like, when quarantine first started, I was very bored. And I wanted to keep up my training, and so I was doing that, and then I just kind of fell into this, like, not depression, but it was just like a lull of like, what now? Like, what now? You know what I mean? What are we going to do? And so then also around that time, there's a lot of like just things going on in the world.
So many.
With the Black Lives Matter movement, and obviously, like, you know, right now, the presidency and how that's turned out, which is great.
I know, right?
Which, yes, I mean, to my American friends, I'm proud of you guys, and there's a lot of work to do, but get it. I'm very happy. But I just felt like there was a lot of things going on, and it was like everyone was just carrying a weight on them. And so I guess I found myself in like this place of like, I need to like use my voice and start saying things, because I don't feel like what I'm doing right now is enough. Like, I love dance and it will always be for me, but I just didn't feel like it was enough. And so it was actually the whole George Floyd tragedy that sparked me to be like, I need to start talking. And so I believe I just like, it was like 3 a.m. and I was like, I'm just going to record my thoughts on this. And so I spoke out about it, and I just posted it on my Instagram, and I received a heartwarming response. But I think the other thing of that I saw was like, people want, I think, to hear people speak on these experiences, not from like a, maybe not so much of a like, okay, today we're organizing a rally and we're going to advocate for change. We need to hear that, but I think people just want to hear more conversations on it, if not for nothing, but to educate themselves and to hear other stories that maybe they haven't heard before. And so that got me thinking about how can I maybe connect with people in that way. And so I started a blog / like interview situation called The Movement. And all I wanted to do was get to talk to different people from different walks of life, whether it's a choreographer, a dancer, a business owner, a painter, whatever. I wanted to talk to them, and I wanted to hear about their experiences, whether they be like a BIPOC artist, or whether they are just they've just moved to Canada and they want to work on starting their own business, or whatever it may be. I just wanted to hear other stories, because what I found was, like, as an actual world, we are underrepresented. We're not seeing what's actually happening in our world. We're not actually getting to see real life experiences. That whole saying of like, life imitates art is kind of not true, because we're not actually seeing what is actually around us. So I felt like if I could maybe just have those conversations with people, maybe we would see them more, maybe I would see them more. And so I started that, and it's been really, really fun. I've gotten to speak to a lot of really amazing people, and a lot of amazing people have agreed, which was really cool. I was like, I just DM'd them, and I was like, do you want to do this like little thing that no one knows about? And they were willing. So it's been really, really fun
to have the conversation. Because it's been so muted, or it's that's wonderful, the representation.
Just to be able to talk to people, honestly. If not for nothing, but just to like hear people out. We don't really get to hear people enough. We see things on social media, we scroll and we see all this stuff,
it's so quick and
out
of context.
It's fleeting. It's like, oh, that happened, oh, that happened, oh, that happened. I'm inundated with probably millions of pieces of information a day just scrolling through my Instagram, and I'm not actually connecting to any of it. I'm seeing it, but I'm not really connecting to anything. So if I'm able to sit down and with you and have like a 30-minute conversation, or if I'm able to sit down with someone and have a 30-minute conversation about something and actually listen to it, maybe I'm actually going to grasp more from just the scroll, I
wonder too, like with people's attention spans being so short nowadays, like there's there's a loss of, or a lack of long form media, or even like reaching an audience that is willing to sit down and listen, or to watch for an hour or so.
That's half the battle. Getting people. It's because we want things quick, and that's who we've become as a people. It's hard to sit down and just actually focus on something. I feel it too. That's why I do the scroll. That's why I'm not really always wanting to be like, oh, let me look at that, but I force myself to, because I know I think I need to. If I actually want to get a grasp on something, I can't just see it and then just be like, oh, and then continue. I want to do my research on it. I want to know what's going on. I want to know actually what the information is, rather than just what I was able to be presented with in 5 seconds.
Right. maybe then also like the community of people who are paying attention, who are involved, really want to be there.
Yeah.
And really like, want to do the work to be engaged and to be aware of all of this information or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So it's like smaller communities, but more meaningful maybe.
Yeah.
I hope.
Yeah. And I just think if you can hear someone else out, or you can hear their story, and you can just at least take your time to listen to it.
Yeah.
I think there's nothing wrong with that. I think the more we can at least get to grow and understand each other as people and our different lived experiences, the more we can actually come together. I think what divides us is the fact of not knowing anything. Like, if I don't really know you, how can I relate to you, or how can I begin to try to relate to you? I'm not really going to want to, right? So if I can at least sit down and listen to you, or just hear what you have to say, maybe a little bit, I will start to further understand you and further that bond of humanity to get deep, I guess.
No, but true.
Yeah.
Real true. I think that I feel like I need to sit with that for a second. Like it's and
it's something that I've just started to realize and discover. Like it is more than I ever thought. I guess I would need to do, or I never even thought of it that way. I never thought that conversations could be so meaningful. So it's a big one, but it's easy. We can all do it. We can all listen to each other. We can all just sit down for 10 minutes, 15 minutes and just listen. I mean, we can find the time, especially now.
Without getting violent, without getting racist, without getting, like all of those things that the human anxiety projects because we're nervous or we feel unsafe. Let's get over that. Yeah. Let's break down our ego.
And those things are all taught,
talk.
right?
Yeah,
they're all taught. So if we can teach something different, why not?
Yeah. A lot of work to be done, but
we're doing it.
We're trying. In the freezing cold sometimes.
Literally.
Okay, so the movement, and these are on your Instagram.
Yeah, these are on my Instagram,
right?
It's like on my IGTV.
Perfect.
And I'm going to be doing another series come December. I've got some really great guests coming up. I'm really excited to talk to them. So I need
to reveal right now, or you want to keep them secret?
I mean, well, yeah, you know what? Why not? I'll reveal two.
Yay!
So I have this one amazing man named Rodney Davilmar, and he's insane. He, if you know Rodney, / if you have his phone number, you can never get in contact with him because he's always just so busy. I did something for him a couple of weeks ago, and I told him, I was like, Rodney, it's literally, you're the hardest person to get in contact with because he's one of the most hardworking, diligent people I know, and so when he has a project, he's gone. And so if you know Rodney, I'm sure you know that. He is a really great guy. He is dancer, choreographer. He also is, I believe, one of the founders of the Black Lives Matter movement here in Toronto.
Wonderful.
And he's just a really great human. So we're going to have a great conversation. Can't wait. And the other one is Kim Jingra. She is a dancer, I believe, based out of Montreal. But she's been all over. She's worked with everyone from Beyonce to Meghan Trainor to literally everyone. I can't even name the list because it's probably as long as my body. But she's great, and what I love about her, she, on her Instagram, always talks about different ways for people to break into the professional world if that's what they're looking for. I think the great thing about that is, for me, when I was growing up, I only thought I need my connections and I need, to be the best dancer ever, which is not a thing. I mean, there are some really amazing dancers, but there will always be an amazing dancer out there, right? So
there's always that saying, there will always be a 12-year-old in Russia better than you. Do you remember that?
There is.
And there is, and will always continue to be.
I'm telling you, it's crazy. And so her whole thing is how can we make up for what we may lack. So if we are not the most technical dancer, how can we make up for that? So maybe we can just be really professional. Maybe we can be really punctual. Maybe we can be really on our A game, and when the choreographer is like, oh man, I'm stuck on this count, we can be that one to be like, oh, maybe you can do this or whatever. It's just about finding different ways to be a great dancer, which doesn't always have to do with dance, if that makes sense. The
other qualities, because the discipline that we learn.
It's not just dance. You also have to be a good person, or I'd hope you'd want to be.
Oh,
so, which we all know and which we've talked about a bunch of times, but I don't think it really sits with people the way it should.
Putting it into action. I feel like people like notice it
Yeah.
when you're actually like genuinely being a good person on set
Yes.
or in the project or whatever. Like,
Yes.
it's rare, but it's nice, and it, you know, as a choreographer myself, like I'm like, oh, I'm gonna remember that.
Yeah.
You know, like, and then I'll use you for something else afterwards.
Yeah. I mean, it's a problem that I just said. There's only like 3 people in Toronto that I've worked with that I've loved, and Caroline Tordy's one of them, as in choreographers.
Right.
Like, to me, that's telling. I should be like, I've worked with so many people, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And maybe I just haven't had the opportunity to work with the other great people, but it's unfortunate that I feel that, and it's unfortunate that other people feel that. I know other people feel that. I know that there aren't sometimes many safe spaces or people that they feel safe around within the industry. So just to be a good person, it really goes a far way, and you notice it immediately and instantly.
Yeah.
And when it's the other one where they're not so great, you also notice that, and it leaves lasting impressions. So I love her for always advocating for that, and she's just very she's very here for, let's make our industry better than, you know, it is yesterday or it is today, or, you know, so on and so forth. So I'm really excited to talk to her. I'm like actually chomping at the bit to talk to her. I'm really excited for that.
Yeah, and Rodney too. That's so cool.
And Rodney, yeah.
He wrote, or he was one of the authors of Until We Are Free. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my God, yeah.
That's on my reading list.
See, like, he's
I gotta get
busy. Like, he's working. Like, he's doing
Author,
things.
dancer, everything.
Like,
Yeah.
And that's what's also so great about him. Like, he is another artist that is in so many different mediums of art, and it's inspiring to me. Like, I want to know more. I want to learn more. I want to know how to exercise all different facets of me the way he does. So it's... Yeah, it'll be really fun to have him on, because we'll have endless things to talk about.
If you can get him.
Yeah, I know. I finally did secure him, so I'm like, Ronnie, please don't go anywhere.
That's so cool. Great. Okay, so it's coming up in December. By the time this episode comes out, it'll definitely be then. So.
Yeah, I'm going to put a little media thing about it just before December,
Great.
so Instagram will know about it.
Yeah, all of that will be linked below.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm so inspired by that, because, I mean, same thing here. Like, I want to talk to people. I want to keep our connection, even though we're so disconnected right now. And you learn about how you can find other ways to be an artist, or to be, like, I know that's generalizing, but, like, you find other ways for you to open up those creative sides of you and those creative juices when you talk to other people. Yeah, 100%. Hear about, like, where their pathways come from, or how they, you know, find inspiration, where they're sparked, where they're like the drive for why do we even be an artist? Yeah, where does that lie? Yeah. You know,
which is a lasting question. Sometimes I wake up and I'm like, did I make the biggest mistake of my life and choose something that will be the hardest ever to,
the industry that took the biggest turn?
Like, I mean, I had that same thought when we started quarantine. I was like, I think I fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what to do, but I always, you know, come to my senses, and I remember this is what I love to do, you know, and it takes sacrifice, but I wouldn't have it any other way. So, but if you can find your why for why you do it, I mean, that's it. You're there. You
that's
just have
the key.
To know your why. You know what's your reasoning behind it, and what's your purpose. I was actually having this conversation with one of my friends, Jade Whitney, and who is awesome. Shout out to you, Jade. But we were.
She was also on your movement.
She was. Oh yeah, she also was on the movement too, which is awesome. But we were in the car and we were just talking about like our why, and I was like, I feel like my why is like to, you know, bring joy, and to do that, I guess in any way I guess I can think of doing it. And if I can say, I think she said her why was to bring something different. So, you know, for me, I said to bring joy, but she felt like I want people to experience maybe the parts of themselves that they don't find so pretty or so beautiful, which I thought was actually quite beautiful, because it's important. You have to fully realize yourself before you can say, I know my why, or before you can, you know, I feel like understand exactly who you are. And for her, that, like, to say that, that's also brave, because maybe we wouldn't normally say that. We don't want to look at ourselves and see like the ugly parts, or see the things we don't
want the
love.
audience to be comfortable.
Right, exactly. But her whole thing was like, I want to highlight that, which I was like, yeah, fucking highlight that shit. Like, we need to see it.
Whatever form that looks like.
Whatever form that looks like. So yeah, it's finding your why. It's very important. Yeah.
So you want to find joy. You want to you want to bring joy, especially maybe now it's depressing times. Is that the idea?
The person that I am is like, if you know me, like I don't think I'm ever really like sad. Or,
No,
like,
you're a pretty joyous
like,
person.
Like I'm pretty like joyous and pretty like, hey, like I'm pretty like kind of crazy. So I feel
Yes, you are.
like because that's my personality, that's what I want to bring to people. And I've actually lately I've been training in dance, and 2 teachers that I was training with were like, Sam, like you have such a big and like deafening personality when you walk into a room. Like you can't ignore it. Like your personality is big, but sometimes when you dance, I'm missing that. And I was like, okay, you're literally like the second person that's told me this is the other person I was training with, and I was like, okay, I need to start actually like really bringing that person out, not only in my dance, but just in all facets of my life, and not be so, I think, maybe afraid of that. And I think in being able to do that, I'm going to affect other people. And that's kind of what my 2 teachers were saying. They were like, once you are able to do that, everyone else is going to feel what it is that you feel every day, and you're going to be able to bring that energy to other people.
They can relate to it.
Yeah, like if I can brighten up someone's day, or if I can make someone forget about the shit parts of their life or their day in any way by me just saying hi to them, having a chat with them, or by my art, by dancing, by the movement or whatever, like I want to be able to do that. So that's, I guess, kind of what I feel my why is. Yeah.
I could definitely use a little bit of joy, you know, like as a consumer myself, like, and it's not like fake niceness, like I think the joy can also come in like a serious way, or like more like present way, I guess you could say. I
think when people think joy, they think, oh my god, like they think a Disney character. That's not what I'm trying to sell here. I want people to feel good about themselves. I want people to have a interaction with me, or have an interaction with someone else and feel like it was a good interaction. I think we don't get that. Like, it's hard to explain, but my friends are my biggest like heroes, because my interactions with them are always so great. I leave feeling amazing, especially with you. I leave feeling really good.
Thank
right?
you. Same here.
We should be able to feel that with everyone. Yeah. Like in some way. I'm not saying you need to be everyone's best friend, but like I should be able to go to the grocery store and like pass by someone, and if they say hi to me, not be like, why they say hi to me, or to be like, yeah, hi, and to just maybe you can leave it at that. You never see that person again in your life, but like, what's so wrong with a genuine interaction? What's so wrong with experiencing joy in your life in the terms of you feeling like the people around you have a respect for you? Because joy can also be respect. You know what I mean? I can also, respect you and not, give you, the cold shoulder or whatever. You know what I mean? I just think people hear joy and they're like, oh, Disney character, but it's not that. It's an energy. It's an energy that you give to someone else that is good, or that feels good, or that maybe brightens up their day, or that maybe inspires them. And so if I can do that, or if anyone can do that, why don't we do it?
It doesn't take a lot of energy.
It doesn't. It really honestly doesn't.
In some ways, maybe it takes more energy to like project negativity.
It's all about that energy that you give, and for me, I find it takes more energy to like be addicted to someone, or to just have negative energy, than to just be like, you know what, let me just be the person I am, which is I just want to spread my joy however I can, and even if that's just in a handshake, let me do that.
Although probably not right now.
Sorry, only elbows.
Only elbows or feet. I've been doing like the foot tap.
The foot tap.
It's like I'm doing swing dancing here.
I'm dead. Or just like the awkward like head nod acknowledgement, like you don't actually touch them because you don't know if they want you to touch them. So
do you ever like smile inside your mask
all the time?
And you're like, this person doesn't know that.
All the time. On one of my jobs, I took a picture with one of the people I was working with, but we were wearing our masks, and I was cheesing hard, and no one could see. So
it's like a little just like laugh attack in your mask.
That's a great way to explain it. It's a laugh attack. No one can see it, but hey, you feel good, I'm sure. So there you go. As long as you feel good.
I'm like trying to smile with my eyes, like squinting at them.
Tyra said smiles. It's there very hard when I'm trying. Masks are doing it. They're making me do it.
Soon enough.
Yeah.
It's been so
bad.
weird to like teach too with my mask on, like half my face
Oh
completely.
my God. Shout out to all the teachers I'm teaching too, and it's tough. I mean, I'm teaching drop-in classes, so like it's adults, and so I don't normally wear my mask because everyone else already is wearing a mask, and I'm talking and dancing and teaching, and I will throw up.
Yeah, I know that too. Like you're like, okay, I can't actually breathe right now.
It's a battle. So at the beginning of my class, I say, hey guys, like I'm not gonna wear a mask. Like hopefully you're comfortable. If you're not, let me know. But I will physically die. So it's interesting.
Yeah, and you can, you keep your distance.
Yeah, I know.
And
we keep our
you're facing
distance.
away from them too most of the time, I guess.
Yeah,
it's
no,
fine.
I'm never too close to them. I'm screaming, but I'm not close to them. So
That's good. And that's at Dance Life?
yeah, that's
Okay.
Dance Life. Yeah, I teach there on Mondays and Thursdays. I do.
That's when I teach.
That's when you teach. What do you
So I
teach?
can't come.
What do you
I'm
teach?
teaching at a studio called Cornerstone.
Oh, okay, cute.
It's like
cute.
Girard East.
Yes,
so
yes. Oh, okay, nice.
A couple blocks from here.
That's
Not
nice.
a couple blocks,
I
but
love
like.
that. That's exactly when you teach, and that's when I teach.
I know, right? Like I
That's
want to
sad.
come and take class, but
Well, if you guys want to come take class, it is Jasmine and Contemporary, and we always have a ball.
best.
And I scream, but it's all love. I'm screaming, but I'm screaming like, you can do this, you can do this. In my last two classes, I just felt like the energy was like down, and like people weren't really like maybe feeling it. And so before we like did our groups, I was like, okay, I need you to chant two things. And I was like, I can do this. And I had them repeat after me. They were like, I can do this. And I was like, and I'm a bad bitch. And they were like, and I'm a bad bitch. And I was like, okay, now say it with conviction. Like, I just want you to feel, I want you to leave my class feeling better about yourself than you already did. So,
That's that joy coming out there.
mean,
Look at that. Just that
trying.
small little thing. Like
Just,
it
yeah.
doesn't take very long.
Just that small bit of like happiness, joy, whatever. Like just that little
Chant.
bit. It may literally have like the most minute impact on your day. I'm not saying like I'm gonna have the biggest impact on your day, but like whatever. Maybe I'll have some sort of impact. Maybe I'll set you up so that when you leave the class and you're going to whatever you're meeting or dinner or to see your boyfriend or whatever, you're in a good mood. That's all I can try to do, especially in dance, because I feel like we're always so concerned with like being the best, and we like want to be correct, and we
Very
want to be
serious.
good. Yeah, like I mean, I get it. We all want to be good, so I understand where it comes from. But we can do that and also have fun, I believe. So
They go
let's
hand
do
in
it.
hand for sure. Yeah,
let's do
yeah.
it.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I wonder too, also because of like our mental health, like collective mental health right now are so, they're being tested, right? Like we're so fragile. Every week is different.
Yeah.
Just that little chant or that mantra is needed. And I try and do a little bit with my classes too, where we're just like, okay, deep breath.
Yeah.
Or sometimes after class, I'll just say, take a little moment, thank your body for being here.
Yeah.
Thank your feet for walking you here, like check in, make sure you're okay, because the rest of the world isn't.
Yeah.
But you are a part of it, and you have to stay healthy within your little
You gotta take
world
care of,
of your
yourself.
body. Yeah.
You gotta take care of yourself as much as you can.
Yeah.
Like, and I did that chant just because I wanted people to just get out of themselves and like,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to take that chant extremely seriously. I sure didn't when I said it.
Bad bitch.
But like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But like, it's gonna make you laugh. It's gonna make you smile. It's gonna make you more comfortable than you were 3 seconds ago
Loosen
because you're
up,
laughing at yourself. You're loosened. So, like, if you can do that for yourself, do it. Thank yourself. Chant something for yourself. Love on yourself. It's important. It's always been important. I'm never gonna tell you there's too much of self-love because everyone needs it. And align yourself with people that also do that for you, that do that for themselves. That's that good energy that you want circulating around you. It's important because one bad apple it'll kill it for you. So just keep yourself safe mentally because that's also important. It's so important.
I hope everyone's hearing this.
I mean, I hope you're hearing it. I hope you're hearing it. It's paramount, man. Your mental it drives your physical being. It drives the threshold that is you. So if you can keep that in check and if you can keep that healthy, then you're good. So.
Now, going back a little bit in time to when we could travel.
That was travel time. Sorry. That was time travel.
traveling around the world,
That's so
Mr.
funny.
Jet Setter. You were
Oh my
a
God,
part of
yeah.
like so many. I remember you were in like Greece. You
Yeah.
were in freaking like the Netherlands, I think, at one point or something like that.
Alaska.
Alaska.
But it was cool as well.
The nether regions of the world.
The nether regions, yeah.
Yeah, like you traveled for these cruise ships
Yeah,
a couple years
which was
ago,
super
which is so cool. I'd love to hear about it. I feel like I haven't been able to pick your brain too much
I don't know
about
if we
it.
ever talked about it.
Yeah.
First off, I want to say that those 2 years were actually some of the best years of my life.
Oh, wow.
I got to put that on record and say that. I think before I did cruise ships, I had a mentality of, if you do cruise ships, you're maybe not a dancer, or maybe you're less than, or you know,
There's that weird reputation about it, eh?
It's got a weird stigma, and I remember when I got the first contract, I was kind of skeptical and I didn't know how to feel, but I was excited because it was going cool places, and so then I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do it. And it was one of the coolest experiences of my life, being able to travel to a bunch of different cities, being able to work consistently for 9 months, performing your butt off every night or every other night, and getting to see what that feels like. It was the coolest thing ever. And I have to say, also, dance on cruise ships is dance. Like, it's like you're dancing. Like, the last show I did was probably one of the hardest shows stamina-wise I've ever done in my life.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I actually have to say that because, and it was only a 37-minute show. But that
go,
show,
go kind of thing?
Yeah, but it was like you never left stage. I left stage
Oh.
once, I think.
Oh.
But the rest of it, it's like you're on stage.
I could hardly get through like a
fight.
5-minute dance of that.
I literally took a
37
workout for
minutes
5 minutes and almost threw up. So, I mean, that shows what quarantine did to me. But, it was one of the greatest experiences of my life, and I definitely had to change my perspective on that and realize, like, that's not the case. And I remember I talked to Steph, our friend, Steph Rutherford, and I was like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know. This is when I'd finished my first contract, and I was about to do another, and I didn't know if I was going to do the second one.
Oh, yeah.
And I was talking to her, and I was like, I just don't know, like, if leaving will damage my career, or if people will think, differently of me, or whatever. And she was like, Sam, she was like, are you working? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, are you being paid to do what you love? And I was like, yeah. She was like, are you happy? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, then literally fuck what everyone else says. And I was like, yeah, okay, you're right.
Steph knows.
It's a battle. She knows. I mean, that girl, she knows. But it's a battle. We rely heavily on people's opinions of us, even if we want to pretend we don't. And it's hard to get past that, to get past what people think. But it's about what you think of yourself. Do you like that person that you look at every day in the mirror? Because if the case is yes, then keep on. You know what I mean? It's not fair for you to, base yourself on what other people have to say about you.
Yeah.
People are always going to talk. People are always going to something to say.
They always will.
So my
good and
something
bad.
to talk about, you know what I mean? Like, do what you got to do. But that experience was really, really great, and I made so many amazing relationships and lasting friendships. And I was actually talking to a friend who's about to rejoin, or who's actually on a ship now, about to start his tour.
Oh, they're still doing them?
Yeah.
How?
It's insane. Like, it's one ship out of the fleet that is going, and they're going out of Asia right now. They're in Singapore.
Okay.
And they are going for 6 months, I believe. But the crew isn't allowed to get off, to my understanding.
Oh,
so
wow.
I don't know how that's gonna go. I don't know if I could do that one, because
it's hard, yeah.
to get off.
Because then, wait, so you go to the place, but you don't even get to
but you
visit
get
it?
off. I believe the guests will be able to get off, but the crew will have to stay. I don't have the full logistics of it, but I think that's what's going on. And so I've just been FaceTiming him to keep him in good spirits, because I'm like, I don't know how
good
you're
luck.
doing that,
Yeah.
But yeah, I've gotten to meet some really cool and talented people, multi-talented people.
Nice.
Also, over my second contract, I was able to film a bunch of different projects that I had wanted to do, which was great because 2 or 3 guys actually in my cast were editors and videographers.
Oh, perfect.
So I was like, this is perfect.
I'm gonna use you.
Yeah, I mean, from the very first time I met them and I found that out, I was like, so we're working. Working.
Sorry to interrupt, was that The Boys?
Yeah,
that film? Okay,
yeah,
great.
I did Boys, and then I did another one called Magnet, and that was with. Also, a great thing about my second contract was there were 2 shows, so there were 2 different casts.
Oh.
So I also got to work with a different set of dancers that I didn't perform with every night.
Cool.
And so Magnets is some of the people from my cast and some of the people from the other cast on the ship. And yeah, I just got to record a bunch of different content, some of which I haven't released. But it was just one of the best experiences of my life. I really do have to say.
It doesn't feel like a waste of time.
It was not a waste of time at all. I got to see so many different places, experience so many different cultures. I have a friend, I think, in every corner of the world now. Like, it was the coolest thing. There are a lot of things I want to do with my career now, and so for that reason, I don't think I could go back, because that requires me to be on land and to be, like, easily traveled, like, to be able to, like, just pick up and go. The one unfortunate thing about a ship is that you're, like, you have to go with the ship, you know what I mean? It's not like you can just, like, pop home.
You're tied to it, yeah. Well, you've done it now, you don't,
I've done it, so, I mean, if it was, like, years down the line and I just wanted something fun to do, like, maybe I would do it, but...
6 months here, 6 months there,
exactly, but, no, I'm very satisfied with the time I spent away, for sure. Yeah.
So we can get rid of this bad reputation of cruise ship dancers,
There should be no
I hope.
stigma.
Yeah.
I mean, people will say what they gotta say, but I definitely think that there are some very talented people on ships, and you gotta give them their due. You can't just, pigeonhole what they do and say it's nothing. They work hard, and they're very talented, so...
Just like you?
Just like
You gotta be a part of it. Yeah, it's funny that Steph, like, I'm glad that she helped you get to that place of just being like,
She
fuck
got my
everyone
mind right.
else.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we were lucky enough this summer to help her keep Rutherford Movement Exchange like alive and thriving,
It's so important. I always tell people every time, which I'm sure you do, whenever RME is like, going,
it's the
or
best.
It's the best, and I always try to encourage the younger generations to go, just because luckily, like, when I started dance, I was not young. I was like 15, so when I went to RME, I was like probably 16. But being able to have that sense of community and relationship with Steph and with all the teachers and faculty there, it helped mold me as a dancer and helped me see my worth and not, I guess, focus on the vapid and materialistic side of dance, if you can understand what I mean. But
I do.
See the community in dance and see I can grow, and I can also make friends, and I don't have to be rivals with anyone, and I can
congratulate people, you can support people.
I can love on people, and they won't see it as fake. I mean, that is the reason I love Army. That is the reason I keep coming back. That's the reason if Steph literally was like, I'm doing Army in China, I would go. You know what I mean?
I know. I'm like, when can I get on my next flight?
I'm coming now.
Let's figure this out.
And the 2 years when I left actually were hard for me because I wasn't able to do it, and I felt so bad because Army is like my second family. It's my second home. So and I
every
see you all
summer
the
kind of
time,
thing.
and so. But yeah, Steph is so great for doing that, and such a staple for our Toronto dance community for doing that, because that needs to be pushed. We need to see each other, love on each other, and like know it's okay to love on each other. That's cool. We can train and we can still be the best we can be, and elevate ourselves, but we can also still love one another. And she does such a great job at doing that.
She does.
Yeah.
She's one of a kind, for sure. I feel like growing up knowing her and like learning from her, there are so many words or phrases that she has that I still to this day like find the joy. She always says that. I'm like, that's still something I think of, and look at that, like it's same for you, finding that joy and making space for it.
It's so important. She will forever be like, in my mind, my mentor and my like dance guardian.
I know. Literally my guardian angel. What's great too is that I saw one of the films that you were in recently, Apart, by Hit and Run Dance Productions.
Yeah.
Michael Babelal, who was also on the pod, talked to me a little about it, but I'd love to hear like what you experienced that, because that is definitely a film for joy and for
it was fun.
Freedom, like being in that alleyway.
Yes, it was super fun.
Yeah.
Also, to go back to my 3 choreographers that I work with, they're the other ones.
Okay, cool.
It's definitely those 2. They're so amazing.
Yeah.
Jen and Anissa. they're awesome. Anytime I work with them, it's actually just laughs and funny. But yeah, they had written to me and were like, we have this film that we'd love to do, we'd love you to be a part. And I was like, I literally was just like, yeah, like there was no like hesitation. It was just like, yes. And yeah, that day was super fun. Anissa actually had her daughter in it, which was so
Was that her daughter?
It was her daughter.
So
and
cute.
yeah, she's a little star. Yeah, it was just really fun to get to work with them again. And it was like during summer, so it was warm out, and it was just good vibes all around. And it was a great cast of people. I'm trying to remember who else was in it because my brain is all over it. It was Michael and
Chris was in it, I believe.
Yeah, Christian Schulis. He's gonna kill me because I think I butchered it, but I'm always trying to.
Is that how you say it?
Shian Shulis. He's gonna call me after this and be like, "You are ridiculous."
Well, thank you for helping me though too, because I always say Chris T or whatever, and I feel bad.
Yeah, you can just
please
say Chris
correct
T.
me. Yes.
He always tells me to always forget.
Yes.
But Chris T. Also, my brain. Who else was in it? I can't remember. My mind is... Natasha Poon Woo.
Oh, yes,
who's
yeah.
also amazing. And who also taught me very briefly when I was at Contour. But yeah, great people in it. And it was just a fun day. There was no like, this is the theme and this is... It was just, the theme was just like, it's happy and it's fun. So
It came
glad I got to
across.
work with them. Yeah, it was super fun.
As I was watching it, and I was having kind of a bad day that day, and I watched the film, and I was like... I just grew an extra inch. I was like, oh,
it was just light. It was
this
just fun.
is
Like, it was like
we were
just, and the song too. Like it's
Groovy.
nothing serious.
Yeah.
It's just let's just have some fun. Which I don't think I've done a job like that in a while, so that was fun.
it's so lovely.
Yeah, very cool.
Cool.
Very, very cool.
Look at you, busy bee.
I'm trying.
I'm so
to be.
proud of you.
I'm trying to be, and I want it.
Yeah.
I
No,
really
you have the
want
drive for it, you know?
Yeah.
The
My
determination.
drive went through the roof this year, and now I'm like tunnel vision. I want to do it.
Yeah.
I want to make it happen however I can. And,
You will.
Yeah.
I know it. I just know it as someone who, has watched you grow up and been inspired by you for so many things, so many improv sessions, so many projects. Like it's so wonderful to see you succeed and try new things and now be an actor and it's gonna be great.
We're not there yet. I won't call myself a full actor yet because I think I need to get my training, but it's definitely happening, and being able to be in those situations with actual actors, I'm learning real time, which is nuts. It's like a nutty thing to do, but I'm learning real time, which is so cool. So
that's a skill in itself, like learning on the job. Like some people probably
on the job
just don't have it, to
it's
do
good.
that.
I mean, that's the way I like to learn anyways.
Same.
I love to learn firsthand. So it's so hopefully soon I can call myself an actor.
I'll be waiting for your Oscar.
Yeah.
And I will be backstage, hopefully.
I mean, you have been with me for a lot of great milestones in my life. For those of you who don't know, Brianna actually came to me for my graduation.
I did.
She was my little mom for that day, and
Happy to do it.
I've also watched you grow. Like we've grown up watching each other dance, and I've watched you like
So many years.
shine and soar, and I always gush about you every time. And I remember when I first started, this is a fun little moment, when I first started dance, which I was, again, I think like 15, and I had first competed, which I think was maybe 17, I don't know, maybe 17, and we were at Booth Dance Competitions.
Oh, yes,
Shout
yes.
out Sean Desmond.
Yeah.
And you went on stage for your solo, and it was Bird Girl.
Which is a Steph
Which
choreo.
is a Steph one.
Of course.
I'm screaming. And we were competing against each other.
Yes.
For, I think it was like top solos or something. And I remember I just watched you, and I was in awe. You made me want to believe in myself and push so much harder. I don't think I've ever told you this, but I watched you, and you were just gliding on stage. It was just so effortless with you. And what I loved about you, and what I still love about you and admire about you, is you have never faltered once on who you are, on what you want to do, on what your choices or decisions are. You're like one of the most confident, badass people I know, and you've always just stuck to your guns, which is hard. It's really hard to like stick to your guns and just do what you want to do. And I admire you so much for that. It's the first thing that I noticed of you and that I admired about you, and it's something I still admire about you. And so I just want to say, like, you're an inspiration to me on a whole level.
Thank you.
100%. You really are.
You're so sweet. It's such a give and take. Like, it's so lovely that we could have this little community of Ottawa people to, you know, go back to and just be like, are you okay? Are you doing good? You know, like.
Yeah, us looking at each other. Yeah. Good. Yeah.
Well, that means a lot. Thank you for saying that.
Of course, you know, I believe it, and I'm glad that everyone is seeing the person you are, because, I mean, they've always seen it, but I've been your number one fan from, like, the get-go, so.
When we used to compete.
Yeah.
We hated each other secretly.
Oh, my God.
Like, those
well, it brought us together.
crazy competitive, you know. I was thinking, too, about, like, the future of dance competitions and, like, what even that means, you know?
Well, I don't know. I mean, before this, I was working for Fever. And I did, like, two stops with them, and then this whole virus hit, and then they were like, we don't really know, and so obviously they weren't able to continue with their season. But yeah, I feel for that part of the industry, because it's it's the thing that literally requires you to be there in person. Like, you have to be there in person.
It's live. Like, and there's some online stuff that's going on where it's like you send in a video, a solo.
But part of competition, like the good part of competition, is that you get to like meet people from other studios. Like, we didn't go to the same studio, and I got to meet you, and like you get to make friendships and bonds, and like it's like fun, and you also get to perform in front of people, which is the job that you have chosen.
You literally get like a free audience.
You get a free audience. Like,
I can't even believe how much of a privilege that is now.
It's a privilege, yeah.
Like, I wish I had like taken more opportunity. Because it was just so lovely 100%. That people were there and watching you. Most of them were parents, but
still, you have a full audience. And, and I've been to some really great comps where it's been like inspiring. It's been like a show.
Yeah.
So it's unfortunate that we're not able to have that, and I don't know what that looks like going forward. I'm hoping that there'll be something, but
I also wonder if maybe this is the time where we can step back and realize that there are a lot of toxic things about it, or like things that you know, put kids in a very unsafe position.
Yeah, I think I think we are noticing that, and I think with anything there's good and bad, but I think if this year's been a thing to show us anything, it's that we kind of have to alter how we were in previous years and how we were before, and so I think hopefully with that attention to care, people will start seeing that, and especially as we talk about mental health and about inclusivity and all that. I think I'm hopeful that people will take that into account when they are able to come back full force. So I mean, we'll see, but because there's a lot of great things about comp too, a lot of toxic things, but a lot of great things. So if we can also use this time where we have a break to go in and tweak and say, okay, what was working and what does not work, we may be able to come back really strong. So we'll see. Yeah, and in the world too. Yeah. Like we were saying, we need it. Yeah. Alternate ways of living, please. Anyways, before my toes fall off, I think we should finish this. We've been outside this whole time, guys. This whole time. Literally, I feel like my teeth are like actually chattering as I speak. So I feel like a chihuahua when they're like shivering. Like, alternating what I'm holding with the mic with, like my hand, and then I'm like my this one stays in my pocket or my jacket. Thank you for making time to sit with me. This was so lovely. Thank you so much for having me. We need to do this again. Yes. Hopefully, in a studio. Yeah, or in a closet or something. We can find a closet. We can find a closet. But I do want to give you a chance to promote anything. I know you have upcoming projects, but please, the mic is yours. Anything. Like I said, I'm going to be coming back with The Movement, a series in December. And essentially, that'll just be about how our year has been and what we're looking forward to for next year, whether that be personal or business-wise or whatever. So I'll be talking to some really great people, and that will start on December, and I'll put a little blast on that on my social media soon. Also, I teach at Dance Life Monday to Thursday, so come hang out with me, and we will love each other from afar. Chant some things. Yeah, chant some things. Yeah, we'll chant some things, and it'll be fun. I have my project's coming out soon. I don't have specific dates on them because I am not the big corporations they are. But I believe all of them will come out early next year, if not maybe March or something. So.
And you have a website, right?
And I have a website.
Good.
Website. Well, thank you for
I will link that below.
Yeah, I have a website, samueldavilmar.com. It's literally just my name.com. And I usually update things there too, so you can find different projects I'm doing, or just my blog posts about whatever I'm chatting to people about. So yeah,
yay!
Link me, message me,
all the
say
things.
Hey. Yeah.
Thank you, Sam.
Thank you so much.
You're wonderful. Thank you so much for listening to the Art Versations podcast. If you like what you heard, the best way to help the podcast is to subscribe or follow on your preferred podcast platform and leave a review. As well, follow the podcast on Instagram at ArtVersationsPod. You'll find photos of each of my guests so you can match a voice to a face and highlight clips from each episode. Let's keep the conversation going. Send in a DM with your own thoughts about art, as well as any questions you think I should ask my guests. The podcast community continues to grow, and that is all because of you, listener. All bodies are dancer bodies, and all lives can't matter until Black Lives Matter. Till next time.
My name is Broadway Classic.
Let's hear it.